Jeez. That woke me up. That woke me up. That woke me up.
DJ not a DJ Rick, yo. You know what I'm saying?
And Scary Potter.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
So we are Buck is the world's most smoked out podcast. We love hip hop. I'm your host with the most toast, Friday Ricky Tread, aka Late Night Rick, aka the Clapback King, aka a lot of AKAs.
You know what I mean?
We back at it over here. We over here at the Visionary Arts Center, episode 364.
As usual.
Dusty Wallace in the building.
You already know, aka Trapper John, aka Scary Potter, aka TOM, aka Mr. Campbell's good. You already know how I do it.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, man, back at it for your head top. Where's my sound effects?
We love hip hop.
That's how we do.
Back at it for your head top, man. I wanted to get an episode popping this week where we could get to chop it up.
Of course.
Big salute to Spitty, aka Spitty95 for the episode that's out right now for the listening audience that dropped on Monday. But you know, we be dropping 2 pods a week. We working on it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just want to get into some topics.
Let's go.
A couple of things before we get into the topics. Announcements. Or actually, Dusty, how are you?
Yo.
How are you?
You know what? I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I can't complain. I woke up this morning. You know what I mean? I'm alive. Praise be. You know what I mean? Praise be to the Lord. And you know what I'm saying? And just keeping it positive. You know what I'm saying? And going through the steps of this hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, the rounds and rounds, and the up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Just seeing how I can make the world better.
No, this hip hop game is a dicey game and an interesting game at the same time.
Oh, for sure.
You know, salute. You know, thank you for coming through once again.
Come on, man.
Week after week, dedicated on this content gains.
What I do, dog.
Also, a couple of things that
they ain't no one better.
I want to salute to Jesus Christ, Master Moves.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Who made this here?
Yeah. Respect, because I got one too.
Yeah.
I got one too. Respect,
Master Moves Rise. Master Moves Rise. The brother came through, dropped off a couple of hoodies here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a collab going on, and if anybody wants to link up for some of these hoodies, you could check them out on their Instagram as well. Master Moves Rise.
Yep.
I'll make the text pop up on the bottom of the screen for the people on YouTube. But yeah, man, this is dope, fam. There's zippers in here and everything, fam. Like,
yeah.
Well detailed, fine design hoodie, man. So thank you for those. Also, some announcements for the people who are listening in real time. Friday night, there's going to be the To Be Famed Later. Big lineup that's going to be going down as usual. You could check us out over there. It's going to be on Twitch as well. We Love Hip Hop on Twitch. And for the people who want to pull up, it's at the 56 The Esplanade.
Yes.
Right in the middle of downtown.
Yep.
Salute to Be Famed Later, man. They've been consistently putting out these shows.
Oh, man, putting on for the city.
Yeah, man.
That's real. That's real.
And I want to say R.I.P. to Harry Belafonte.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That, you know, playing at the beginning of the show here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's your board? It's like, is that cool?
Which
okay.
board?
Yeah. Okay. I see. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You could.
Yeah. R.I.P. Harry Belafonte. You know what I'm saying? Like, critically acclaimed actor, singer. He's done a lot in the civil rights movement.
Yes.
Down there in the States, that affected us up here too.
Yes,
so,
it did. Yes,
you know,
it did.
A
much
great
so.
one lost in this game.
Yeah.
You know, he was obviously he was a senior at this point in time.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
He lived a full course. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So condolences to him, R.I.P. Condolences to the family, R.I.P. to him.
The whole family.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get into
What's up? What's up, man? What's up, man? You were ranting this week, though.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I didn't want to you know what I'm saying? I just had to say it, you know, just for the
Rantin'
viewers.
Rick?
For the viewers and the listeners.
We got another AKA, Rantin' Rick?
Rantin' Rick was outside on the internet.
You know what?
I mean?
just every once in a while, I don't feel like I need to do a reminder, but every once in a while, people just come at me. And a lot of times, actually not every once in a while, there'll be times that people are coming at me, but I just don't respond to everything.
Which you should not.
Right? And even with this, I never gave a full, this is who I'm talking to and whatever. But just, I guess, the timing, people couldn't really, I guess, pinpoint.
Whatever, man.
But in the end of the day, fam, it's all love with me, fam. I have no issues with any content creators.
Never.
I stay in defense mode all the time.
Of course.
Right? So I'm not out here instigating beefs. Nope. I'm not out here giving my laundry list of of why I have issues with other content creators. Nope. Any issues that I do have or issues with the way they do their content, I don't really get on these microphones and talk about it.
You don't watch the next, man. We ain't out here watching next people.
That's another thing too. I want to say this even, and I was saying this earlier off mic, right?
Yeah.
When I'm looking at competition, with all due respect to all the different people who are doing stuff out here, I'm looking at the people who I'm looking up to, right?
Yes.
Like a Vlad. Yeah. I'm looking at academics. I'm looking at No Jumper. I'm looking at Say Cheese. I'm like, that's the competition.
Yeah, that's your.
And I'm losing in that competition.
And it doesn't help if your own hometown or something is not actually contributing to make sure we have a platform at that top of the list.
Yeah.
So that when they do music, their shit could come out and they get an actual good look for themselves.
Yeah.
See, people don't think far ahead. They only think as far as their nose.
Yeah, and this in-city beefing and stuff like that, it makes for some cool content. But in the end of the day, it's only cool to the people in the city who know who each other's is talking about.
Fam, it's
not content that like stretches to somebody who might be watching in Africa or something. They're gonna be like, "Who are you talking about?"
It's malarkey. It's malarkey. They want to know about our culture. They want to know about Wagwan for real. Who's the hottest rapper? Who's this? Who's that? Wagwan.
Yeah.
They don't really care about. They can go. Okay, it's almost like they can go to American platforms if they really want that type of drama or any type of like soap opera type of feminine attributes to their watching time. You know what I'm trying to say? Over here, we're trying to just really push the culture. So, because what we've always been fighting in Canada is the other side understanding us and us not biting them all the time and us having our own thing so they can see, yo, these guys have their own thing.
Their own style, their own way of speaking. I see sometimes people jump in the comments like, yo, why do you Canadians talk like that? Well, guess what? It's because we're not trying to talk like Americans. Like that was back in the early 2000s and late 90s, fam. We ain't doing that no more, fam. This is how we talk. I'm sorry.
We don't need to talk like y'all. We talk like ourselves, bro. We have our own identity. You know what I'm saying? So you come over on our side of things and come figure that out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we have these platforms for you.
Yeah. But the thing is, our platforms that we have, we're not at the level of these guys in the States, right? Or in the UK, certain platforms and stuff like that. So for us to even be beefing amongst each other, for people who haven't really gotten out, like we're not out the mud yet. Like, we can't say we're all out the mud. We got it out the mud, so now here we are, and we're all sitting on ends.
Let's hold the top spot. Let's see who could hold the top spot.
Yeah, there's no top spot to be held yet because none of us are really caked up off of this yet. Now, if everybody was super caked up and it's like this place has a whole bunch of traction and that place has a whole bunch of traction and everybody's getting millions of views or at least hundreds of thousands, and now people start beefing with each other over here, it's more exciting because people all over the place know who the fuck we are and why are they beefing?
Yeah, and they want to know the history.
Right?
You know what? Yeah.
But if people only know, for example, We Love Hip Hop or Voices from the Staircase and a few other people, and then they beef with a whole bunch of other people that people don't know well yet, then you're just bringing up people who might not even be here tomorrow.
Yeah, and it just makes no sense. It's a bunch of malarkey. It's a bunch of malarkey after that.
Yeah, and
yeah, it shows no unity. It shows like you guys have if I was an American investor, I'd be like, y'all niggas stupid. Y'all niggas come
They're
from
all over the place.
Yeah, y'all niggas come from a smaller population and y'all beefing?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas, yeah,
and nobody's rich off of it yet.
And nobody, come on, dog.
What y'all beefing over?
So
the scraps?
it just looks like exactly what it looks like: a bunch of crabs in a bucket.
Yeah,
just trying to bring a man down before they even get up. Get out of here, bro.
Niggas beefing over scraps.
Scraps.
Bro. That's crazy.
Get out of here, dog. Watching pockets and shit, nigga. That's feminine activity.
That's why I can't do it, fam. That's why I'm always on defense. I'm never on some. Oh, look at them niggas over there. Oh, you know, press record. This is why I don't like them. Nah, fam. Like it's just not. It's not even fun content.
I ain't even giving nobody that type of energy.
Yeah.
To get their rocks off.
Yeah.
Sorry, whatever tickles they fancy ain't gonna tickle mine. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the way you got to keep it, right? Always in that defense mode.
Mm-hmm. And so to everybody same way.
Of course, salutas. Anyways,
like fuck, it's no beef.
None. Just everybody get some guap, bro.
Please
get some guala.
And send on
dog.
Yeah. Let me hold some. Okay, I got some news stories. And no top 6 this week. We're going to do a little something different when it comes to our picking of the tunage this week.
Okay.
But no top 6 this week. But I want to get to some news stories. Shout out to our sponsors, Astro Pink, always coming with that loud. Check them out on their website, myastropink.com, or you can hit them up on Instagram at astro_pink. If you know, you know. Tory, since the last time that we spoke, King, he's been talking, bro. I'm gonna go on I'm gonna go on the We Love Hip Hop page. That's where I posted because I'm on a detox on my personal page.
Okay.
Earlier in the week, he had posted a message via his Instagram, as well as on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And I played it on live, and then. What is it? Today? Did he drop that one today? No, it's yesterday. Tuesday for the people who
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He dropped another one. Okay?
Yes.
So I'm gonna play you the first one, and then I'm gonna play you the second one, and then I want your take on this.
Message with the utmost humility, love, and respect for the remarkable steps that you've taken in regards to fighting for the justice of black and brown minorities. Today I take a stance as an innocent black man, wrongfully convicted of a crime I did not commit. I've watched 2 district attorneys from your office by the names of Kathy Tarr and Alex Bott unlawfully misuse their authority to hide and suppress any and all exculpatory evidence that exonerates me and furthers my innocence. I was completely robbed and deprived of a fair trial. So on May 8th, my lawyers will be arguing a motion for a new trial. Not only do I owe it to myself to fight for my freedom, but I owe it to my 6-year-old child, my family, my fans, and most importantly, the hundreds and thousands of black and Hispanic minorities that cannot adequately fight for themselves. For 3 years, the prosecution has manipulated a false narrative that has left me with no choice but to expose the practices, the behind-door deals, and the unjust system that was used to illegally convict me and countless other minorities. We elected you because of your outstanding eminence in making fair and correct judgments in the justice for people of color. So, Mr. Gascon, I come to you today as a wrongfully convicted black man, not asking
Mr. Gaston, the judge.
Yeah, I know.
For sympathy nor compassion, but for you to simply do what is fair.
I never even heard that, and I'm listening here on the pod, like with these headphones and stuff.
You can hear the background.
Yeah, I can hear the man in the back.
Yeah, it's like he's almost being coached.
And right in the laws of California, and most importantly in the eyes
Shout
of
out to
God.
Clean Audio.
Dear George Gascon.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Yes.
Okay, and that was what day was that?
Gascon.
Sorry, that was 5 days ago. So roughly like Thursday or Friday last week.
Yeah.
Right. He dropped it, and everybody's like, "Holy smokes! I haven't heard from Tory in forever."
Yeah.
And he said he's going to be dropping more as it gets closer to May 8th.
Yeah.
And here he is again.
Incarcerated for almost half the year over a gun that the DAs lied and said I shot. In 2021, they demanded I take a DNA test. I took that test with no pushback, delay, or question. Not only because I knew I never shot the gun, but mainly because I was 100% positive I never even touched this gun. In my trial,
he said he
the
never
verdict
shot
of
it.
guilty or innocent depended heavily on my DNA results. With the help of LA Crime Lab's DNA expert Randy Zepeda, DA Kathy Tarr and Alex Bott completely manipulated my DNA results and lied to the world, the media, and most importantly, my jury by stating my DNA on the gun was inconclusive. That was an absolute lie. They went on further to say inconclusive means that he cannot be excluded from the gun. My new attorney, Jose Baez, hired one of the best DNA experts in the nation to carefully analyze the same DNA test the fair and correct way. The results came back exactly as I knew this whole time. My DNA is 100% excluded and 100% eliminated from the gun. In other words, it's physically and scientifically impossible for me to ever have touched or shot this gun.
We love
After the correct and careful analyzation of my DNA testing, not only did our expert find my DNA 100% excluded and non-existent on the gun, but what's worse was the invalid and illegal tactics the prosecution chose to attain the results used to convict me. Based on the fundamentals of my DNA test, the only possible way for the LA Crime Lab to come up with an inconclusive result.
Do you hear
Yo, you hear the fucking door slamming in this shit, bro?
He's really in jail.
Yo, man, this nigga
would
going.
literally be to stop the testing before it finished or completed its final result, which would have and should have shown completely my full exclusion on the weapon.
That's
in other words,
heavy.
District Attorneys Kathy Tar and
Man, I
Alex
study him,
lied
too.
to my jury with false, incorrect, and incomplete DNA results, violating my due process and my 14th Amendment rights.
Jeez.
My faith, my prayers, and my highest hopes go to the Honorable Judge Hereford that on May 8th, he rules in favor of the United States Supreme Court law, returning me to my freedom, my family, and most importantly, the justice of a fair trial. I've been incarcerated for almost half the year.
Okay. So, Dusty Wallace, and remind me to shout out the sponsors. Actually, let me do that. Yeah. Salute to the sponsors, Astro Pink.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Yes.
Check them out on their website. That's the alien right there. Check out their website, myastropink.com, or you can check them out on their Instagram, AstroPink Worldwide. And salute to Diamond Club, deliveries all over the GTA, flowers, edibles, all types of good-ish you need for your 420 needs.
Trust me.
Hit them up on their Instagram, Diamond Club _905, or you can catch them on the 7 Days of Weed website. Scene?
Let's go.
Dusty Wallace.
What's up?
Your opinions now. My bad. Tory Lanez finally speaks from jail. You heard the 2 recordings that he sent. We could hear the clanging in the back.
Jeez.
Your opinions.
Thank God, first of all, we're hearing from him. And he's not buried under the shit. Because you never know what they could do to especially a black man and a Canadian black man, might I add. Because, you know what I mean? He probably has relatives over there, but his main core relatives are here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's in foreign territory.
God bless him on that. God bless his family for holding their heads up and keeping strong with him, first of all, right? And foremost. And, he has, you know what I mean? He has me now, always had me questioning what these people were doing to him. Remember that one time when I was saying, yo, I bet you a nigga popped out of the bush on this nigga, dog. I've been thinking the nigga popped out of the bush on this nigga, man. And he is like, what in the Murphy is going on here? And they're like, you're going to take this chart. Some wild shit went on and that he can't even say or else he's gone. Right? So he has to fight his way out of this shit right now. That's how I'm feeling now.
Okay.
I'm feeling, I'm just being real. Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, shit, I wish he had did this earlier.
Yeah, but
what is there to
jail
do
now?
earlier?
So he has to do this now, right?
Yeah. So he got to get on his Malcolm X, right? So I feel him on that part. He's fighting, but he need, man. I think we need more help. He needs more help. He needs more help.
People.
He need more people. It's not to say we don't believe you, but it's just yo, you need some more people now backing it. He needs to do this more. He needs to do this weekly. He needs to talk. He needs to maybe even give us a song off of this.
No more songs, bro. I feel like songs got him in this problem in the first place, bro.
No, he just needs to sing to us, from
something else.
Yeah, I don't know, but just sing to us. We just need to hear him so we could all get on his side more, and there can be a campaign. There needs to be a campaign. You understand what I'm saying?
Love again.
Yeah, he needs to win back his women audience, his male audience, his children, you know what I'm saying? His younger audience.
Yeah.
His older audience. Even if they are still his audience, he needs to win back that part so we can be outside and campaigning for him a bit more.
Yeah.
And the music industry certain artists who believe in him and fucking respect him can get a little bit more behind him. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure, for sure.
And I'll be real, it starts with the Canadian one.
Yeah.
Even if he hasn't helped you, get behind him because you know what? He's from here.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe people do want to get behind him, but they're having a hard time believing the whole thing, right?
I hear you.
Like, I'm gonna play devil's advocate right now.
No, you can.
What about the other phone call that got released when he had first gotten convicted? That released with him talking to Chelsea.
Fam,
that didn't help him after, especially they said that this was played in court, and we only got to hear it after they released some of the stuff that was played in the court once he was convicted, right?
No, for real.
Or once he was once he was convicted.
For real.
So that's out there in the world. That was to me like the nail in the coffin for a lot of people who were believing Meg.
Yeah.
So do you think that these tapes are going to help to erase people's memory of that?
No. It's not about helping the memory.
Or these new recordings.
It's like, okay, can I be real with you? Like, not to say he's right? If he did do it for real, and if he's going this far, he going to hell. You know what I mean? To be sitting here and not take your time, right? You're gonna go to hell. But if you're really that innocent and you just don't want to tell us like, yo, a nigga popped out the bush, shot these people, and they told me like, yo, some wild shit. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to say it because you know your life's in danger. Then okay, cool, live with it.
Keep it real.
Yeah, you got to keep it real. You got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to live to tell this story. So you got to keep it real. So you got to fight. In my opinion, like on a real nigga level shit, nigga, like. Yeah, you can do. There's motherfuckers that kill people, dog, and get less time. I'm just being real, dog. There's actual rapists out there that do wild shit and got less time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'm not saying he's right, and I'm not saying it's right to inflict, violence on a woman or anything of the sort. Even a woman on a man. Type of shit. Like nobody should be fighting and getting
everybody keep their hands to themselves.
Yeah. Right? But okay, it went to an extreme level where people have now this narrative of the boy, you know what I'm saying? Of the man that he wilded out and used his little green gun and shot somebody. Like, you know what
That's the thing too. You see, you're able to describe the color of the gun, fam, because there was forensic evidence.
Okay.
They had a witness, and listen, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just going by what happened in the courtroom.
No, I'm hearing you.
I'm not saying whether I feel he's innocent or guilty. No, I'm just going by what was, what came out for us, what we seen.
Yeah, what they make you see.
Well, he called in his witness, and the thing is, I do believe that there's some deception. Let me make sure to put that out there in the world. I believe deception happened in that courtroom or in that whole court proceeding because, remember, his star witness or one of his star witnesses was some man that was one of the people that was there watching or whatever. He saw from his window.
Yeah, and that could have been paid.
But then he also, when he got there, he got pulled aside by Rock Nation.
That's what I'm saying. That could have been a paid.
The prosecutors,
that could have been a paid person now.
So he was in there to represent and maybe or give testimony that was supposed to help Tory.
Yeah.
And his testimony was, I saw the little guy shooting off the gun. And that actually hurt Tory's case. You know what I'm saying? But Tory's defense team, who was trash at the time,
very much so,
were the one who bought that guy in the first place.
Because maybe everybody this was all,
Like, why would you bring in somebody to say, like, you shot off a gun?
Because maybe he was maybe he wasn't even in the right mind to even pick his defense team.
I think, and this is just a theory. This is the theory.
Okay.
That Tory's defense team brought him in because, and again, just a theory, because he was supposed to say what the truth in their truth is. I never see nobody shoot off nothing. I didn't see nobody shoot no gun.
Flipped.
And then when they pulled him aside and brought him to whatever office they brought him into, all that we don't know what happened moment, when he came into the courtroom and then they asked him to start doing his testimony, he said, I saw the little guy shooting off the gun, and they were probably shocked. They were probably like, what?
What the?
You were supposed to say that. That's what I think happened. Because why would you bring in a witness that's going to help corroborate the fact that you let off a burner.
So you're saying like everything got sidestepped.
The story changed. The story that your witness that you brought in switched the story in the fucking final hour.
And he probably had to take a payola, or he took a good death threat.
Or he probably got like, and listen, this is just theory, okay? Powers that be, if it's Rock Nation, whoever, I don't know, whatever, Illuminati, don't come for me. Yeah. But he got a 6-figure or a 5-figure, 6-figure, said, hold that, say this little nigga shot the gun.
Probably not even. All it takes is me to show you having an affair with your wife or something, and boom, you're doing that for free.
Yeah. What about this? He did one of those, right? they pulled up the phone and said, hey, Jared, let's call him the white guy Jared. Jared, do you remember this? And then all you're hearing is, right? Coming out the phone.
Right?
You're like, oh, shit.
Right? Right? Yeah.
You have that?
Yeah.
How did you get that?
Oh.
Say the little nigga shot the gun.
Exactly. That's all it takes. Boom. Or your shit is done.
Can I at least hold something? No.
You got nothing.
Did they play the video again?
Yeah, you scumbag.
The little guy shot the gun.
Yep, that's it. Because that's going right to your wife. They're about to press send. It's already loaded up, ready to go to your wife with her name in it saved.
I'm about to share the link to her.
Yeah, like you get what I'm saying? So
what are you about to go in the courtroom and say for us? What? Let's rehearse that again.
Right.
The little guy shot off the gun.
Pay Chet a little fucking what money? Nah.
You're
crazy.
Right. Fuck the money.
Paying him. I wouldn't pay him nothing.
Show him at the bathhouse.
I'd be like, yo, catch his ass doing something silly. And that's it. We got this.
Yeah.
If we're setting up niggas and doing all types of, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
no.
If they were going down.
That's a way better story for me. I like that
right?
one better.
Right? That's exactly how it went down, bro.
Let me open the phone again. Okay.
It's about to go to your wifey nooks. Press the send. Don't make me. Right? Don't make me. That's all I'm saying to him. In that room with my suit on, like, don't make me. Yeah. He'd be like, dog, what color was it?
I'll say everybody shot everybody.
Right,
what
now,
else do you want me to say?
He's saying everything that didn't even happen.
Yeah. I hear that.
Right? He putting gravy on top of this story.
Yeah.
He putting extras. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, that's a free thing. They used their head on him. When they brought him into that room, that's when they showed him that little footage, and that was it from there. He came back out straight, narrow, boom, holy smoky.
Yeah.
And moved his family out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, fam, there's weirder things have happened in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So when a lot of people are in the bingo hall and they're innocent for real, you know.
Well, fam, he sounds like he would have to be a sociopath for how sure he sounds.
Okay, he's sure about the time you're giving him, but yes, they understand. I understand what state he is in.
Yo, the man said the DNA on the gun was inconclusive. I never shot off. He said in this recording off from jail, I never shot off no gun.
Fam, only him should have said that a long time. Only him now, and God know that.
Yeah, he should have said that on all those Instagram live that he was
doing the flipping happy hour shit that he was doing.
Because all he was saying is, I'm innocent of what they're charging me with.
Yeah,
but he never said, I didn't shoot off a gun.
Fam.
He never said that for the 2 years, fam.
Fam. Even if he told his best of friend should have been in there saying he never shot nothing.
He never shot shit.
Right? If that was the case, he should have been fighting.
Nobody held him down like that,
I would have made shirts. I would have did everything to campaign. I did not do that. To me, now fighting against it now, it's very hard for anybody, not to say me, but I'm saying a real sidewalk pedestrian to understand that part of the situation that this man is in. You know what I'm saying? Right? You cannot have that much innocence and you don't fight for it from the jump. I rather my lawyer have been like, shut your mouth. You keep saying it. I'm gonna get you out. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna fight for this.
Well, see what you just said right there? That's what he should have done from the jump street. He should have never said nothing. He should have just held it down and just wait for the case to come through. Because all over those 2 years, they used a lot of that stuff against him, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
The Instagram lives, the lyrics in the songs.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Like, this, it's a game. You got to keep your cards to yourself, fam.
It's almost like we're keeping it really real goes wrong. But it's not to say like, if he had been like, yo, me never do this, me never do that,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have been, quote unquote, snitching.
Yeah. I didn't do it. I'm not saying who did, but I didn't do shit.
Right? And then maybe real powerful people would have looked into it for him and been like, who did do it then? And he could have been able to say, yo.
But he also, from what this case, how it's been broken down, how many different ways, has said that there's been powerful people who've been against him. You know, there was the allegation that Rock Nation threatened him at one point in time.
Yeah.
There's like a lot that's surrounding this whole thing.
Because he didn't sign. Yo, he didn't sign to them. You see when he broke away from Atlantic?
Or Universal
or whoever, he was supposed to sign to them.
Yeah.
Technically. Because for all you know, there's someone on the inside of them that worked that deal for him to get out of it. And they're like, because that's what they do over there at Rock, Nation? They get you out of your deal.
They got Meg out of their deal.
And then they bring you over.
Worked on it.
Yeah, that's how they do it. They steal artists. That's the whole point. I get that. But at the end of the day, he did his power move. He did his Toronto man thing and said, yeah, you're crazy?
Yeah.
No man can take us over. You know what I'm saying?
So let me
run his own
you,
ship.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Predictions.
Yeah.
We're near the end of the month right now, so May 8th is going to right around the corner. 2 predictions. Do you think he's going to release another audio? And 2, will he be able to get a retrial? Because that's what he's looking for, a retrial.
He will get the retrial. It's almost like the OJ case for real. You know what I mean? This is where maybe he'll get off, right?
Pause.
Sorry.
Keyboard.
Right? But it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta see it like they had to put you through this. This is your embarrassment. Nothing. You know what I mean? This is gonna make you now make better music. This is gonna, once you get that opportunity to get back to the real world, you're gonna be very thoughtful and very thankful of these blessings you have been given by the man above. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because there was probably somewhere along the line where his energy was running. You were running thin.
Yeah.
You understand? You weren't
too much, bro.
Yeah, you weren't tapping in with your real side. You weren't tapping in. You probably weren't calling your sister as much. You probably weren't calling your bros as much anymore.
Yeah.
You probably weren't doing certain things that kept you grounded, that kept you safe, that kept you real. You know what I'm saying? That kept you real. You get what I mean? So there's levels to this shit.
There's levels to this shit.
There's levels to this shit, my nigga. So for him to get a retrial and everything, that's some heavy prayer. That's some heavy like, you know what I'm trying to say?
It's divine intervention, fam.
Yes, for him to even get that chance again.
Yeah.
To be able to be in the world and be, even if you're under these allegations, you're gonna be still fighting it, but you're outside and you can do the necessary things to prove your innocence. You understand?
Last thing.
What's up?
Do you think he's going to drop another audio?
Yes. He better.
One more before May 8th.
Yeah, you have to.
Actually, let me rephrase the question. How many more audios before May 8th?
I'm supposed to drop every day then. If you're innocent like that and you're sick of being there and you're around the real man them in the jail and they're telling you, you're supposed to fight. You have that power. You have that tongue. You have the words. You have that power. Do it. Fight every day until somebody hears your request.
Yeah.
Bruh. There's motherfuckers like him in there innocent more than him, and they don't have a whistle to even blow.
They don't have the legal team, none of that
They
shit.
don't have nothing.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. Hold your head to Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely keep you updated as he keeps on dropping these audios.
Oh, for sure.
You can look on the We Love Hip Hop page also. If for every time he drops an audio, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? Repost king.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean.
I got another one for you.
What's up?
We got to pray for Desiigner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
hold on,
boy.
Let me find something for
Lord have
for
mercy,
Desiigner.
Father help them all.
Let me give him some spins. Even though I don't think he needs it, I think we can give him some. Where's the volume on this?
I gotta spark one for this.
We got
Yeah.
Desiigner. So
What is wrong?
he was on a plane a few days ago. He was on his tour. He was on the way back from the plane, from a flight from Japan to Minnesota. And at first they were saying it was an indecent indecent exposure thing, right? He exposed himself on the plane, and that was the end of the story at the time.
I know.
Yeah. And then more of the story came out.
Yeah, he was.
And apparently he was exposing himself on the plane and actually pleasuring himself.
In front of,
I don't know, little Timmy, everybody on the plane. Oh my God.
In front of a stewardess. A stewardess.
Yeah, the stewardess actually got him aroused. This is what his story is. And he went to town. When he got up out of his seat, a jar of Vaseline fell.
What? Right there? Like, what's wrong with him?
Yo, fam.
What kind of drugs is that?
And why Vaseline, fam? Like, that's
It's just
whack lubrication. Pause. But like, okay.
It's gonna be a power jerker. Fucking have the realest power jerking tools at least, brother.
Jerkins or something around here, bro.
Like, what's wrong with him? That is insanity for real, bro. Yo.
Yeah, he's going through it, bro.
Yo.
But he said he's going through it though.
Yeah, but like, is that because of like all the Kwame he's been in?
Well, for the people who know Desiigner, everybody knows the song Panda, and some people know Timmy Turner. Okay, yeah. But that was like super high, peak skyrocket. You know, Kanye West remaking your song playing every day, every hour.
He was signed to him.
He was, yeah. It was a lot, is what I'm saying, and I just feel that maybe even at the time when we used to see him going crazy and he wasn't even coherent, he'd be like, yo, what are those words, bro? Remember there was the one time he threw up on stage and he kept on going. Like, I feel there was always some type of mental health issue that was going on, and then getting super rich, super famous. He still got money. Yeah. Panda still streams. Yeah. He's coming from friggin' Sydney, right? He's not coming from Tallahassee somewhere. He's coming from Australia to perform.
How many people at the show though?
No, fam. I've seen some of his shows.
I know. You're right.
People still go to this shit.
I won't knock him. I won't knock him.
For the one hit, like, not to call him a one hit wonder, but even that,
he has other
call
tools,
that. You know what I'm saying? The game's considered him a one hit wonder all this whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever he's had as mental health issues, has been heightened 10,000 times because of all this pressure, bro.
Of course.
And this is his snapping, bro.
Nah, that's not snapping. That's
jerking off on the plane is not snapping.
That's not snapping. That's just called fucking. No, that's perverted. That's called. You're a sex deviant.
You're a deviant, eh?
Yeah, bro. That's deeper. That's deeper. That's a big mental issue, right? That's anybody can get it around him. Then he's doing freakier things than that. Then
so he just actually put his inside stuff into the open. He thought it was a brothel.
He went into his mind, played a trick on him, and he thought the plane was a brothel, and he thought, okay, this is probably normal, and everybody's doing it with me. Who knows?
Mental health, bro.
That's mental health, right? But that's not like you know what I'm saying? Like, we had, like, okay, it would even be more different if we were catching him walking into, like, let's just say Universal in the studios naked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think that would be equally as fucked up.
But like, he's fucked up. That's fucked up.
There's less people.
I'm just saying, like, it's a different type of criminal, like, kind of act. I won't even call it a criminal act.
They might think he's putting on that might be a part of his shtick today. Like, yo, okay, you're doing a naked thing. Okay. Rolling.
Right.
Can you play some music now?
Right. I don't think that's a crash out thing. That's like a straight, like, you're off. You know what I mean? You're tweaking. You're coming back from Japan. Who knows what kind of designer drug they gave him down there?
Yeah.
Right? He's probably seeing cartoon characters and they're like, they trying to fuck me. They trying to fuck me. He thinks a cartoon character was trying to fuck him or something. And then it just went haywire from there. He's like,
you know, pandas coming at him.
Yeah. And then a voice in his head said, Joe, do your thing. Do your thing. No one's even on this plane. You're in the PJ. You're in your private jet.
Yeah.
For the fact for him to even be taking commercial.
Okay, I'm going to play an article.
Okay.
There's an article that's here. I'm not going to read it out. I'm glad they put the audio in here. Let's hear what they have to say about this shit.
Designer charged with indecent exposure on a plane.
Who's this article reader?
The rapper Designer was charged Monday with 1 federal count of indecent exposure on an aircraft.
Created by ChatGPT.
After authorities say he masturbated on a flight from Tokyo to Minneapolis.
Oh, it's from Tokyo.
Bro, what kind of rotten?
The misdemeanor filed against the rapper, whose real name is Sidney Royal Selby III, is punishable by no more than 90 days of imprisonment and a $500 fine.
That's it?
This is what I mean?
The charges came just days after he announced in a tweet Thursday that he was ashamed about what happened on the plane, that he was admitting himself to a facility to get help and was canceling all his shows. Mental health, he wrote, is real, guys. No attorney is listed for him in online court records. The criminal complaint said a flight attendant first spotted Selby exposing himself about 60 to 90 minutes into the April 17th Delta flight. He covered himself, but 5 minutes later, 2 flight attendants spotted Selby masturbating.
Yo!
Again, he was told no and covered himself, the complaint said.
Bruh.
Designer's breakthrough hit Panda spent 2 weeks atop the Billboard.
Okay, now
was he in the middle row? Was he by the window? Like, whoa, what the hell?
Like, stop it. He's like, okay.
And then, what the fuck? Did he at least have a porn on and like headphones? Like, what the?
No, fam. He got his in-person porn that he's looking at. He's seeing the way that the pencil skirt in the flight attendant dress thing there.
That's
under the covers.
Bad guy, that's dry jerking. This guy, no, you had his Vaseline, but you're still dry jerking. You had nothing to really arouse you. That's crazy, dog.
Oh, I don't want to laugh because he said he's admitting himself. But bro, that's the
Molly.
Yeah,
he was on a super duper Molly from Japan, Tokyo.
But
they gave him the realest thing.
There was pandas on it, bro.
They're trying to fuck me. They're trying to fuck me. He's just like, fuck it. I'm just going to fuck him.
You got the panda stamp Molly, bro. That one's right there.
He's like, this Care Bear want to fuck right now. We in the clouds, right?
Make you want to jerk off on the plane.
You're right? The nigga Care Bear. And then, dog, what's wrong with this guy?
Yo, that's crazy.
Nah,
she said stop. No, 2 flight attendants said, yo, stop.
So he couldn't.
And the man put the covers over him and kept going.
You're right. It must be a mental issue because a person with common sense would at least went to the washroom.
Yo, for real.
Right? Like, let's be real.
He couldn't stop.
He couldn't even fucking control himself. Like, this is like Molly times goddamn
the covers
300.
is doing this, fam. This is the covers.
What the hell?
Bro, what is going on down the covers, fam? What?
That's not mental. That's called drugs. That's drugs after a while. Like, that couldn't be a mental. Even a crazy person would go to the washroom and
the
jerk
covers
himself
are just moving mad fast, bro.
Right.
You're like, what the hell's going on in there, bro?
And he's looking at the woman.
This guy's just
That's
standing there.
crazy.
Covers just vibrating, bro.
That's nuts, dog. That's nuts. All right. I understand. That is kind of
Yo, fam.
off the Richter scale.
Listen.
I can't imagine, but I'm imagining.
With all due respect with the whole
Pause.
mental health issue, yeah. I'm sitting next to him on the plane. You're getting deaf-fuzzed, bro.
Fam, I'm moving. I'm just moving. I'm not even touching you because, dog, I'm not even gonna do nothing out of the.
Get something on you.
The minute you're doing something like that, I'm like, you're off by 1,000,000%.
You never know. He might blow right there.
Nigga, no, he might open the door of the plane and just have all of us on some like.
No, that's why I'm snuffing him, fam. What do they call?
Oh, you playing superhero. You playing vigilante. You playing vigilante.
Defuse the threat.
Oh, gosh. Land this plane.
This nigga's jerking off right next to me. hold an elbow to the head, bro.
Nah, dog, I'm not touching him. I'm leaving him alone. I'm getting up.
Now I catch your assault charge. What the hell?
Right? And he gets away with jerking off on the plane.
All I was doing is jerking off.
Right? And
now I got his head all bloody now.
Right? And they're telling you he does this all the time from his way back from Tokyo to... Don't worry, that's why there's...
No, that just would have been like, I'm
out of here. I'm out of here.
You're out of there, eh?
I'm out of there,
like,
bro.
Yo.
Fam, I'm out of there.
Before the sploosh.
I probably wouldn't even say nothing. I would just move to another seat, be like, yo. Tell the person beside me, yo. Man over here doing some wild shit. You're going to see he going to get kicked off in like about 5 minutes.
I might deck that nigga and he finishes.
Pause.
I was like, oh, shit.
No way.
That was the trigger? Oh, man.
He's like, I love it when they
I'm
do
getting
that.
off this plane.
I love it. He's like, Care Bears countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's on a molly fucking all the Care Bears. Every one of them. And you just came and punched him in his face. Holy smoky.
This nigga made me laugh so hard my head hurt, bro. Holy fuck. Okay, For Desiigner, pray for Desiigner.
Crazy.
Okay, anybody hit him up in the comment sections?
Nah, you gonna send people dick pics and shit, nigga. Don't even hit him up and wish him no well
no
done.
eggplants, just send them prayer emojis. Pray for him.
Oh man, he gonna send you back one.
No splash emojis. None of those. Okay,
he gonna send
just
you
prayers.
He gonna video call you after that.
Oh man, you see fucking Panda or that nigga pop. I'm so compelled to call him Panda all the time, but you see that nigga pop up on your fucking FaceTime, bro. Close that immediately, bro. He's about to blow. You know what I'm saying? Just delete. You know what I'm saying?
Panda. Like, and then it's a Care Bear.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's touch a couple of music topics first.
What's up?
Big salute to our sponsors, Diamond Club Delivery. They got delivery all over the GTA and a crazy selection of flowers, tinctures, edibles, and everything that you need. You can also check them out on the 7 Days of Weed website, s7daw.com, or you can check them out on their Instagram, diamondclub_905. I was asking you if you had a song.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing a top 6 this week. That you were like, yo, I'm fucking with this.
Yeah. DB *2. Jason Pax.
Let me go into my history here.
That's the one right there for me.
It's probably sitting.
To tell you the honest truth, I'm like, they went in on that one. They actually went in on that one.
Let me see if I can just find that quick, fast in the history.
They actually went in on that one.
And let the people then hear it. Shouts to DBX2 or DBX or DB2 times.
DB2 times.
Yo, fam, this is nasty.
Double Dragon. Don't play with these guys. That's an album.
Oh, that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
But is that the name of their group?
But it should just be. Yo, they got done in the place. Yo.
I salute to Double Dragon. I was a killer at Double Dragon. Holy. Yo, fam. I would love to hear a full EP, if that, just an EP. Just give me an EP of all these niggas shit, bro.
Yeah. They go off.
Yeah.
They go off.
And it's lyrical shit, fam.
Yeah. DB.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
*2. Jason Pax.
Both we
Double
love hip-hop
Dragon.
alumni too.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, this record, if it's not blazing down the place this summer, I don't know. Y'all sleeping.
Yeah.
This is the one.
And when I first heard this too, fam, I was like, this is a cartoon, bro. I could bump this in the whip.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, yo, what else?
I might catch a speeding ticket if I'm bumping this. You know what I'm saying? One of those ones.
Like doses.
Yeah.
Pressing on the gas in my forehead.
Get your whole day done by the time you're finished listening to this one tune.
Easily.
No, man. Good choice.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I have one here.
Send the cleans too.
Yes. And big salute to both of them guys here.
Yeah, man.
I have one here from one half of the defunct group 88 Glam,
wow.
Derek Wise.
That's how far you're going?
Yeah. I got to get a little bit of a smoother bag today. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I seen the preview on, I feel like on Toronto Rappers. Yeah, it was on Toronto Rappers Instagram page.
Okay.
Salute to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me click the link on the bio, and this is what I found.
Let's see it. Let's get to business.
What you think, fam?
Yeah. Fire.
Yeah.
Start losing. But you know, with Glam Boy, he has that element to make you tap into what he's saying, right? And now we have to understand him more because he's not in a group setting.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he's actually dropped something before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
And I got, like, when I first tapped into this, I was expecting to hear more auto-tuney, 88 Glam stuff that I heard from before, right? But he was like just floating on this, like rapping. I did not know that this is what he did, fam. So I rated, fam. I was pleasantly surprised.
You know, Derek Wise, man. Wow,
yeah.
Man. He's been doing his thing, man. He just knows what time of day it is. It's time for him to go harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Because he's been in his situation with his label situations and stuff.
And he talks about it on the song,
too. I can hear it. I heard it. So it lets them know, the audience know, and his fans know that he ain't going to stop. Yeah. And that's the best thing that you should be doing, is keeping it going. So I rate that. Shout out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Derek Wise, a.k.a. Glam Boy. Shout out to DB 2 Shout out to Jason Pax. Yeah, man. Just a little something this week, but we had to make sure to give y'all some music. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A couple more news stories. And for the people who are watching on YouTube, we're not going to be able to give you this news story on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Tap into our Rumble.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Tap into our Rumble. Sure. You'll be able to find this portion of the We Love Hip Hop podcast video over there.
What's your agenda? You guys are going to come at me, whatever. Come at me.
Well, they're going to have to go find it on Rumble.
Go find it.
Well, listen, I got one more.
I didn't say nothing too wrong.
No, you're good. Yo, fam. Well, we're back on YouTube now.
What's up? Hi, PG-13.
Don't have to worry about that, fam. And if anybody wants to hear what we had to say about that whole school thing and the Catholic school and the pride stuff, for the people who are watching on YouTube now, go tap into the Rumble. You know what I'm saying? You know, where we can really give it up. I got one more.
What's up?
Okay, because you know they want us to talk about like Toronto niggas shooting at each other and stuff like that. No. That's right up the algorithm's alley. Oh, no. But Jonnie Vv says that he's being targeted. Right? Hey. He was recently arrested. And I didn't even know he was home, to be honest, for him to get arrested. I was like, I thought he was in jail already. But this is courtesy of 6 Sounds. It says Jonnie Vv speaks after getting charged with another body and says he's being targeted. Maybe he was inside. So he says, at the end of the day, Rolexx and myself are both innocent until proven guilty. We all know that the police tend to target high-profile individuals, creating false narratives.
It's true.
Don't be fooled. Stop playing into the hype. If you rock with me, then continue to rock with me. At this point, right now,
I'm at my lowest.
I'm at my lowest I've ever been. Wish me nothing but the best. I promise you'll get a blessing in return. Get a blessing in return for it. Kick a man while he's at his lowest, and the shit will come back around for you full circle. This too shall pass. Okay, and then there's a news release from the Toronto Sun.
Let's see all that.
Right, that they have here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, man.
Right? He's been charged with first degree murder, 2 counts of attempted murder. Yeah, bro. He's endless charges, bro, and they're big ones all the time, fam. Do you feel that he has some credence to him saying that they're targeted? And I'll lay out a few more things before you get your opinion. Rolexx Homi's video was taken down for Avengers K. Right? he was like being put on the mainstream media for things that like he says that he wasn't doing. Right?
Yeah.
Do you think they're being targeted?
Yo, you're innocent until proven guilty. Let's be real, dog. Every man every dog has their day. You know what I mean? You do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You do what you do, and then until you know what I mean, you got to do what you do. So, I'm a sidewalk nigga, looking on from the outside.
Yeah,
but I don't really have no opinion about no man and his outlook or his outcome of his past or his future. But what I can say is knowing myself and knowing enough niggas and knowing what I know, what I've seen. You have to, no matter if you are in a situation where you could be a little bit, you gotta try to whistle your way out of it, dog. You gotta try to whistle your way out of it. I won't lie. And anything, I'm not here to defend nobody of any badness. I'm just saying, whatever you're doing in your realm, you gotta try and wiggle your way out of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Without trying to give other man time, put it, you know what I'm saying, on other man's head. Try to wiggle your way out of it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's just, I hope it's more of like, only you and God know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? What you did. So if you are being blamed for something that you didn't do, you got to now prove it. You got to get a lawyer, good lawyer, and prove you're innocent.
Yeah.
Because every man is innocent until proven guilty.
Proven guilty.
Correct?
Yeah. No, you're right.
All right.
I think we're all being targeted, right? Like,
okay.
Black men, anybody who does media, whether it's making music and putting out content into the space, especially when it starts getting a lot of traction.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're all being targeted in some kind of way. However, I feel, and this is with all due respect to those guys, they didn't make it easier for themselves neither. Because the fact that we should all just assume that we're being targeted, being put under a microscope.
Yeah.
Going wild or making songs or doing different things that might poke the bear, as they say, won't help it because we're all being targeted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
I'm not saying that they're guilty of any of the crimes that they're being accused of. However, when it comes to the street rap and stuff like that, there's a fine line between just saying, yo, this is my art and stuff like that, and then people really believing that you're like out here catching bodies and all that type of stuff. And
it gives,
you know what I mean?
It gives them ammunition to crucify you. It gives them ammunition to build whatever fucking case they want to on your black ass.
Exactly. So if we are being targeted, don't give them the ammo to bury us for things that we're innocent of.
Yeah, dog.
You know what I'm saying? If we feel that, if you feel that you're innocent, don't give them the ammo.
Don't give them ammo.
Right? And this is for anybody, not just Jonnie Vv or Rolexx. This is just for anybody because, like I said, it's a fine line.
Very
you know what I'm saying?
so.
And they're listening to every lyric. They're watching the comments on the Instagrams. They're not playing with us out here, especially in Canada.
Yeah.
If you think that they fucking like to drop Ricos on them niggas in the States, they're not even trying to drop the Rico on you. They're just going to pick you all off one by one. And they're doing raids. We see raids every fucking other week, my G. So it's not like they're not watching while go on in the scene, whether it's on the streets or in these Instagram or whatever social media streets. They are watching. Right? So yes, we're being targeted. But assume that all the time when we walk out the crib, fam.
So make the music even a little bit more, you know what I mean?
Or fucking learn how to just talk in code or don't talk. I'm not saying that he did this or anything, but like the drill rappers out there, the ones who are out there like really talking about their crimes.
I don't like
make up some shit, my nigga. Because if you talk about your real crimes and these niggas are literally watching you, they're gonna catch you.
Yeah. Like Brenda Had a Baby was, you know what I mean? It probably was real, but
there's a lot of embellishment, fam.
And there's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Be creative. We can get creative, more creative, and come up with some even more gangster stories. But it's creative. They got to then, you know what I mean? Let them figure it out.
So one of our favorite groups for the older heads is the Locks. Okay. And they talk about how much different jail in the yard. I'm in the yard doing pull-ups.
Right.
You know the only nigga who did time out of all three of them was Styles P. And this was post them having a record deal.
Yeah.
So all them doing, I'm in the yard doing pull-ups and all that. They're just saying that. That shit sounds cool, but mans weren't doing fucking 2, 3, 4 years. No. Like there's no time. And salute to those guys, but they know this. They didn't do time. They just make cool bars, fam. These niggas is really trying to live the raps. Yeah. And then how are you supposed to live the raps and then do the time too, fam? Like, come on, bro. You can't tour from his cell.
That's crazy.
The fuck?
I know.
You can't have it both ways, fam. You can't be so real.
Can't play both sides of the fence.
And then expect for these niggas to listen to your shit and be like, yo, but these bodies did drop.
Oh my God.
Oh, no, but it wasn't them though. You were saying it in the fucking songs. I'm not saying Jonnie Vv. I'm just talking about the average thug nigga.
Yeah.
We are being targeted, fam. So watch what the fuck you say on these microphones.
And they're getting younger. The white.
Yes.
So
they know the slang,
now you don't have to. They don't have to have post-secondary education to be in the. So you can have a lot of them running around.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Madness, I got going.
Yeah, no degrees and all that shit. Just a nigga come right off the block and be the cops. Oh, right. You know all your slang.
Right.
They know the slang that just changed last week. They got that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one quick thing before we get off of the story and before we wrap up for the night here about the boy them. When we were doing the Rolling Loud coverage a few months back or last year, and you might be watching this, right? A cop came up to me when I was walking into the venue, right, through the section that we got to walk in from, right? He was there with another couple of officers, and he kind of went off to the side. And he talked to me. We were both walking, keeping our heads straight. And I kind of, we looked at each other a couple times, but we kind of kept looking straight. And he hailed me without giving me a dap. But he was like, yo, I fuck with the podcast. Or he didn't say fuck with the podcast, but he was like, I mess with the podcast. I really like your point of view on the way that you break down certain things, right? And my reflex usually when somebody daps me or hits me up on road is to give them a dap. But I knew I couldn't do that because the optic looked crazy.
Yeah, and that looked crazy.
But not only for me, but for him too, probably because the officers over there would have been like, "What do you? Who's this guy?"
Yeah, they probably just thought they just stopped you to see, like, he was just asking something.
But he was actually hailing me up for the pod.
That's cool.
He was a young black cop.
Right.
He ain't the only one on the force who's like that, fam, who's just taking in episodes or whatever, listening to whatever the hot new tunes are. Yeah. They're young, fam, and they're young and they're hip. They're not just fucking nerds and that's why they became cops. No. Man, them are bumping fucking Casper on the way to the station, bro.
While they work out, doc.
Yes, bro.
Oh,
These are a new generation of police, bro. The fuck?
Jeez.
Be aware. Stay woke, as they say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's that real, man. So on a higher note, that is where, you know what I mean? A lot of niggas got to know, like, you're going to make music too. You got to have the A side and then the B side.
Or the C side.
Right?
Somewhere this deep in the vault where you talk about your real shit.
Yeah, you got to have, you know what I mean? You got to have the clean ones and then you got to have the dirty ones. But you got to know what's going to make money and what's not.
Yeah.
And you got to know what's going to get you in trouble and what's not.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And what's going to look like you did it and what's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, listen, man, I wanted to say salute, to bring up that story, and salute to Jonnie Vv, salute to Rolexx Homi. Maybe, if y'all catch this, right, we could get a phone call going on. I already talked to Jonnie Vv a couple years ago on the phone from Workworth, right? So, maybe we can get another one going. Actually, I don't remember where he was, but maybe we can get another one going is my point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up, man. It's the late times right now.
We love hip hop.